My name is Whittaker, and today I am going to be teaching you about manifestation. Manifestation is actually super duper easy. Manifestation essentially is you, building new neural pathways in your brain. Think about driving down a road. Every day you have a routine. You wake up, you go to work, you probably take the same roads every single day. You do the same thing every single day. So think about it that way. I've been doing the same thing every single day for who knows how long. But what if you took a different road? What if you went to a new grocery store? What if those new things were the new neural pathways? What if you started thinking positively? What if you started telling yourself you could have the things that you want? What if? Just a question for you to think about, because you can have the things that you want. It's actually very easy. So going back to the neural pathways, the roads. You drive down the same roads every single day. You do it without even thinking. A lot of times we're even on autopilot. So what if you started introducing new roads? Those new roads eventually became your new autopilot. That is manifestation. That is what I'm talking about. You start introducing positivity, start introducing ideas to the brain. You can have things that you want. You already have the things that you want. So this is a step-by-step process. I'm going to break this down. So for this part one, we are introducing moving like the version of you that has the thing that you want or desire. What does this look like? Taking practical steps to be the version of you that has the thing that you want, okay? The thing about manifestation is that you have to act like the version of you that has that thing in order to tell the brain, this is my new life. Because you can tell yourself things and repeat it enough times. It'll take time to get there, but your brain is going to start to introduce questions. It's going to have questions. Why? It's going to ask you, why doesn't our reality look like what you say it does? Why doesn't this? Why doesn't that? How is this going to work out? And those questions are going to throw you off. They're going to throw you off the game. But the thing is, you know better because you are taking active action steps to reinforce to the brain, you are driving. You choose. You are driving the vehicle that says, we're doing this. I'm living. I'm actively taking action steps. Reiterate to the brain, this is happening. Move like the version of you that has the thing you want or desire. Okay, that's step one. So the way to get there, ask yourself, what does the version of you that has the thing that you want or desire look like? What does that person do? What do they like? What do they enjoy? What action steps do they take to live the life that they want? This is where you get to have fun. You can tell yourself whatever you want, literally whatever you want. Move from that space and embrace the practical steps of planning out the things you enjoy from that state. So, like if you're telling yourself, I'm a multimillionaire, what does that version of you do? How do they move through life? They sit around at home, do nothing? Okay, if they do, cool, and do that, but you need to continually move from that space. If you tell yourself, money just shows up in my life randomly, people just love to give me gifts, reiterate that to yourself. That. Know that. You have to know it within your core that that version of you exists, because time doesn't actually exist. Just know that that version of you exists, okay? Move from that space. Have fun. Just have fun with it, okay? Our first task is you're building the new roads, okay? Start simple, because you need to build trust within your brain, right? So maybe start with something like positivity if you're used to negativity. If your self-esteem is low, start with building your self-esteem, because chances are if you're a multimillionaire, you have a high level of confidence and you really truly believe in yourself. So that is important. These are all building blocks, okay, of the new version of you, of your new life. You will know intuitively what is right for you and how to get there. So trust this voice here. This is the muscle that you're building, okay? The thing that can sabotage you, but it also unlocks everything, right? This is the guiding point. Your heart guides and will lead you. This helps you build. This a lot of people think runs the show. It tells itself it does. That's another super complicated thing. The psyche, subconscious, blah, 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 blah. So your first task, if you've never done it, yourself a Pinterest board. Have fun with it, okay? Put whatever the heck you want on it, but it needs to be things that you can look at every day, okay? So maybe keep it simple. Put the things that you feel most called to put on there. So if it's a car that you really want, put the car on there. If it's a house or like a particular item, it doesn't matter, an amount of money, okay? Affirmations for building your self-concept or your identity or just positive things. Put whatever you want on there. Have fun, but keep it simple, okay? Because you're going to be looking at this throughout your day. I highly recommend looking at your Pinterest board first thing in the morning. Whenever you're done with your routine and you have a little bit of time to focus, okay? Look at that. Go through it and really sink into it. And if you don't have a lot of time to sink into it, review it and remind yourself, okay? Remind yourself of the items. See them in your brain actively and tell yourself the things that you see there, because it's important, because you're building your new life through this. You're building through new roads, neural pathways, okay? This is important. So that's your task for about 30 days. 30 days is the go-between time for building a new habit. I also want you to keep a journal. What you're experiencing, what comes up. Because chances are, at some point, your brain, to pop in and ask you a bunch of questions. Say, how do we get there? Why isn't it here yet? Because chances are you're going to be really excited in the beginning. It's not about sprinting. You're running a marathon here. This is the long game. This takes time. Sometimes it happens overnight. Most times it takes time because the 3D is very slow. Trees take a long time to grow. We're looking for a tree. We're not looking for a weed. You know what I'm saying? Everything has its place and its purpose, but we're looking for a tree, not a weed, because you can pull up weeds very easily, but you can't pull up a tree very easily. You know what I'm saying? To bring it all together. So manifestation is actually very simple. You're building new neural pathways in your brain. That involves repetition, first and foremost. Keep it simple. You're driving down new roads. So you're used to living and driving down old roads, but now you're driving down new roads. And you have to do that consistently until new roads become our subconscious autopilot. So your task, 30-day task, you're going to build a Pinterest board of the things that you really want in your life, that you want to manifest. Now, if I forgot anything, I'll just probably include it in the description or the comments, whatever. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.